Hey there, Steve here. Hope you're doing well. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. In today's episode, I want to teach you an exercise that's going to get you started playing some of our favourite math rock guitarist finger-picking twisting licks. So if you're a beginner to math rock, if you're new to math rock, and if you are a beginner at guitar, you should be able to get something out of this exercise. Let's focus on our picking hand. So with this one, you don't have to have long nails. I just like to use the end of my fingers. It gives a softer kind of sound. And basically you want to aim to poise each finger and dedicate them to a single string. That way, when you're playing the riff up here or things that you're doing up here, you're not thinking about this hand so much because it's already taking care of a particular string. So for example, if you were to play from the A string, you could dedicate your thumb to the A, your index to the D string, your middle finger to the G string, your ring finger to the B string, and your little finger on the E string. Just like that. And if you were bringing in the low E string, you could take care of both of these with your thumb. So if this is completely new to you, if you haven't tried this before, what I recommend before you get to this exercise is just get comfortable with this feeling. So let's say take a basic chord like a C major chord and just pick up and down in a linear fashion. So starting with your thumb and ending on your little finger. And then come back down too. Once you feel comfortable with this, you can have a crack at the exercise. However, if you're finding that too difficult, then I'd recommend staying there for a while and just practice a few different picking patterns just with this hand without even really thinking about what you're playing on the fretboard here. So a shameless plug in my math rock guide, I do have a number of picking patterns and exercises that will help you with that. So I'm in standard tuning for this one. I got a capo on the 3rd fret just because it sounds nice and it's a bit easier for me to play right now. And the exercise is going to get you to do two things. We're going to go through 2 chord shapes, and each of the chord shape is going to get you practicing 2 different things with finger picking. So our first chord shape is just a straight up C major chord like I shown you a moment ago. And our next chord is going to be this G sharp major 9 chord. To introduce a bit of tension there. And what we're going to do around this C major shape is practice hammer on and pull offs with finger picking. And then when we come up to this shape here, we're going to hold this shape, but we're going to practice just a few different finger picking patterns versus this shape where we're just going to go up and down in a linear fashion. And more of the emphasis is on the hammer on and pull offs here. It's a bit overkill for what you would probably do, but it serves as a good practice. So I'll run for the exercise now, and then I'll break down each part and give you some tips. So hopefully that was a nice comfortable speed to see what was going on. And now I'd like to go through and just give a few pointers. So with this C shape, there's a lot of hammer-ons and there's a few pull-offs. However, your picking hand is just going up and down like this. So remember, it's important to dedicate 1 finger per string here. So starting with your thumb and go up through your fingers and then come back down again. The purpose of this one is to outline a chord and practice what you'll see a lot in math rock that uses finger picking like this. There's always like a launching off point from a particular string. In this case we're doing it like this. So once you're comfortable with that, then try to learn this other chord shape here. So you're just going to be holding the same shape, so we don't really have to worry about this hand so much. Now we're going to concentrate more on the pattern that we're playing here. And I've also put which finger you should be using for each string actually on the tab to help you out as well. And there's a little chart here, a little key that will help you out with that. So we're going to pick in this pattern for the first phrase. And we'll put a rest there. So you want to take your fingers off the strings, but still mute them when we get to that gap. Then I've thrown in this two 16th notes here to just give you a flavour, give you a feeling of what you will find that's actually used quite often, is that we don't stick to just the same rhythm all the time, that we throw in these little rhythmic variations to add a bit of variation, to keep things interesting, basically. You want to play this 9 and the 7 quicker. Notice how I'm dedicating one finger again and the thumb per string here. Remember that tension that's built up here, you can release it back when you go down to the C. Okay, so hopefully I've given you enough information there. Just take your time with it, break it down phrase by phrase if you have to. If you would like a guitar profile, a PDF of this tab, then those are available to patrons that support this channel. You can find a link for that down below in the description. So I want to say thank you very much for watching the video today. Thank you very much to the patrons that support the channel. And if you're interested in becoming a patron, then there's a link down below there, and you can go over there and support the channel and get a few things in return. If you would like to learn more about fingerpicking, finger tapping, hybrid picking, these kind of things, then you can go and pick up my math rock guidebook, and again there's a link for that down below in the description. And thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.